Hello, this is Williams Labs, and today I'm going to talk about the time that I bought a card off of Craigslist, and I'm going to talk about how it performs. Now, while browsing Craigslist, I was able to stumble on a 9800 GT with a gigabyte of DDR3 for $10. I thought I was extremely lucky. So I contact the seller, and he says $10 for this working video card. So I decided to take a journey and drive out to the seller. It was a 20-minute drive, and I gave him the $10 and picked up my card. On returning home, I was ever so excited to put the card in my system and to boot it up. But upon turning on my PC, there was no signal to my monitor. So, in all honesty, it was dead. I tested it in 2 different builds, and both times there was no signal. So, seeing that I bought it off Craigslist and there was no way I was going to be able to return it for my money back, I decided to follow what some other YouTubers do and put it in the oven. Now, disassembling the card and putting it in the oven was quite easy. I baked the card, and then I reassembled it and put it back into my main build. Upon turning on the machine, the screen turned on and I was quite surprised. Seeing that this was working, I looked at the card while it was inside my build, and sadly the fan was not working. So, as you can see in the thumbnail, and I'll put up the image right now, I decided to rip off the cooler and just leave the exposed heatsink on, and then put an old AMD CPU cooler fan in its place. This worked great, and I was able to keep the card around 40 degrees Celsius most of the time, even though it sounded, it was a little bit louder than I like it to be. Now, this card, the 9800 GT, was created by NVIDIA in 2008 as one of their higher-end cards. It came with 512 megabytes or a gigabyte of DDR3 RAM, which I got the 1 gigabyte variant. It came with 112 CUDA cores, a 256-bit memory bandwidth, as well as support for DirectX 10. Sadly, this card does not support DirectX 11, so today we're only going to look at DirectX 10 titles. So, looking on eBay, this card goes for around $20 or less, including shipping, on most of the 512 megabyte variants, and if you're lucky, you can get the 1 gigabyte variant for that price. As we see from the benchmarks today, I definitely recommend it for any of those lower end builds. So, today I'm going to benchmark the cards and show them on the screen. We benchmarked at 1080p medium settings on all of these games, and these games include Skyrim, Half-Life 2, and CSGO, all very popular games still today. So, from examining the benchmarks, it is clear to see that the 9800 GT by NVIDIA is still powerful enough to play these older games at 1080p medium settings. I hope this information helped you in any way, and thank you for watching.